Today I'm here to talk about how to clear your name from the New York State Central Child Abuse Registry. So, what is the New York State Central Registry? It's a statewide hotline for calls reporting suspected child abuse and maltreatment. The State Central Registry maintains records of all these calls and allegations and the results of the investigations. The State Central Registry records are not public, but certain employers and agencies are required to check the State Central Registry before hiring, certified, or accepting volunteers for certain positions. An indicated case in the State Central Registry significantly limits employment opportunities and opportunities to be a foster or adoptive parent. So, someone calls in a report, you have an open case. When they close the case, you usually get a letter stating whether you were indicated or not. In some cases, you don't receive that letter. So once you get that letter, the law allows you 90 days of from receiving that notice to have a 422 hearing. If you do not request a hearing within that 90 days, what may happen is you apply for a position that requires a screening from the New York State Central Registry, and then you would be entitled to a 424A hearing. So what is a 422 hearing? A 422 hearing addresses two questions. One is the preponderance of evidence that maltreatment occurred. If there's not a preponderance of evidence, it's amended to unfounded and sealed. If yes, there is a preponderance of evidence, we proceed to the second question. Is the maltreatment relative to working with kids? This inquiry allows evidence of rehabilitation and remorse, character evidence, consideration of circumstances. ALJ must consider the relevancy factors established by OFCS. If no, then the report is sealed. Now, the 422 hearing is the better hearing for individuals. The 424 hearing addresses only one question: the preponderance of evidence that maltreatment occurred. If no, the report is sealed. So all you need to do to initiate this hearing and this challenge is to write a letter to the Office of Family Services. And it can be in a simple form. It doesn't have to be completely professional. And you can substantiate your argument with supporting documents. And you can look up the address for the Office of Family and Children Services or the New York State Central Registry. So, as we talked about earlier, 90 days only starts from when you actually receive the notice. If you have not received the notice at all, you can write to them if they say that you've passed the time barrier, and you can let them know in writing that you never actually received the first individual notification that you were indicated. Also, if the letter is not in the language that you primarily use, then you can also challenge the fact that you didn't receive the letter. So what happens is you have your administrative review. What's on papers only. The client can submit documents for consideration. If denied at administrative review, you automatically get a fair hearing. You don't have to request anything. You just automatically get a fair hearing. The fair hearing is an in-person evidentiary hearing. The state is present by counsel, and you are also entitled to have counsel, but it's not appointed to you. And the last thing I wanted to talk to you about is the findings of neglect in family court based on the same allegations that led to an indicated case may stopped the client from amending the indicated case in the state central registry. So if there was a finding for neglect in family court, it may or may not prevent a client from amending the indicated case. If it is prevented from being amending, you can still seek to seal the record in the New York State Central Registry by showing not relevant to the work with children or any type of work in the human service field. And this is only possible at the 422 hearing. And if a related case is pending in family court, the fair hearing is typically adjourned to await court decision. So that about wraps it up for removing your name from the New York State Child Abuse Registry.